You do not have to pick between being a commanding force in your brand or soft in your heart and in love and in live with your life. We've been conditioned to believe this type of persona, like we have to be strong and commanding and intimidating and kind of play the game like a man, or be cute and playful and like be this like personal brand type of thing so that we can have love. Like we need to soften our edges. We need to not be so serious. We need to not have such big goals. We need to not do these big masculine things in order to find love. And so we just go on this path of I'm going to go explore being a feminine woman so that I can, find love. And at the same time, you're sitting there being like, well, what do I do with my business and how do I show up in that? And so I'm so excited that you're here because that is what this episode is all about, is being able to command influence without losing your softness. And if you guys are new to this whole entire show, my name is Laura Patricia Martin. That is why we call this the Soft Savage movement, where we have this podcast so that we can share how to be soft and playful and in your feminine and break down those strong exterior walls that you've had to put up because you've been surviving on your own for so freaking long. And then you get to your 30s and you're like, that was super fun. I built a really cool business, but like, I also want to have some babies and like be connected with my husband or find a husband and like do this thing. And I just want to figure out how to soften my edges a little bit. Like I want to be a little bit softer and feel taken care of. I'm sick of being the strong one. I'm sick of doing things on my own. So we talk about that on top of how to still hold your savage, because we usually then swing too far feminine and then feel like we're losing our purpose. And so I talk about how to ease this whole process of being someone that has both. And I want to talk about how to do this today and how you represent yourself. And so we are on a huge brand kick right now, if you guys are new here. And so we're pushing out Boulder Branding Academy, Boulder Branding Mastermind, like all these different things, because brand is so important. And brand isn't just like some fancy logos or some dope ass photo shoot. It's who you are. It's how you represent yourself. It's this type of personality. It's how your authenticity comes out. It's how you command attention in a room. It's how your relationships are. And so I really wanted to break this down today to show you that you do, like, your softness is the most sacred part about you. And in order to get ahead, we have to figure out how to blend both. And the problem that I'm seeing is that we're like masculinizing. I think that's a word, over masculinizing a lot of things. So if you are in that position where you're like, I want to figure this out, right? Like you want to have both. You want to be able to be goofy and playful and soft and still command so much attention, command so much impact, command a room. Like you walk in a room and people are like, ooh. I'm going to show you how to do that today. So if you're new, I'm so excited that you're here. Come hang out over on Instagram. My Instagram is @ITS Laura Patricia Martin. So it's Laura Patricia Martin. I love hearing how this stuff lands on you. It's been so fun. Like our DMs have been blowing up all week around our podcast. So that's a good sign. You guys are really loving it. And on YouTube, we're popping off there if you guys want to watch the video of this. I think it's also on Spotify. I know it's also on Spotify, so you can watch it there. But yeah, we're taking off on YouTube as well. And it's just been really cool to see our numbers shift and that you guys are really enjoying this. So keep letting us know how it is, writing, reviewing, rating, all the kind of things. It means the absolute world, because otherwise I am just sitting in my office baby room to be talking to myself on a pregnancy ball with these big ass jugs, and it's fun to hear the other side of this. So yay. But yes, I'm so excited to be here today because I was this type of person where I was so in my masculine energy because it's all I knew how to do. I thought being louder would get me more attention. I thought pushing would get me more success. I thought, controlling my man would get me more love. I thought just all of these things that I was doing in my life would get me ultimately what I wanted. And they did, to a point, I'm not going to lie, like controlling and being loud and, pushing and hustling and having the life, like it really did lead me somewhere. But I remember when I was, approaching 30, I wasn't sustaining relationships. I was sustaining success, but it was unfulfilling. And I didn't really have like these deep connections that I wanted in my life. And I just felt very isolated. And I realized, like, what is the point of having success if I don't feel successful everywhere else in my life? Like, what's the point if I'm not fulfilled in my life and I'm constantly with my like anxiety laptop and my phone's in between like me and any type of person that I'm with, and I'm constantly a space cadet because I'm thinking of my business and I'm not actually in my relationships. And when I'm in my relationships, I don't want to let someone in because I don't want them to actually know me and my weaknesses, because I've been told that that's weak. And have you experienced that? Have you been told that it's like it's weak to share your emotions? It's weak to show up to the game, being who you are. You have to present yourself in a certain way, and you can't do these types of things, and you can't be too vulnerable, and you can't share how things are, and you can't do this type of stuff. Authorities speak this way, leaders speak this way, so don't be weak. And if you have felt that, that's because that's what's painted out there. Act like a man. Be like, it's shifting now. But then we go into the whole other feminine realm, and you're told, like, don't hustle at all. Everything's attraction. Just be there. Like, all you have to do is show up, and your man's going to fall through the window, and he's going to fucking come on Santa Claus bag and just, like, pick you. At the same time, your clients are just going to fall into your lap. All you have to do is work on manifesting. All you have to do is work on scripting. All you have to do is work on your mindset. And this is what's going to get them. They're naturally going to just see that you are the next leader. Just sit there and meditate and visualize, and it's going to be perfect. And then you're sitting there meditating and visualizing and realizing you got a lot more shit done and felt way more powerful when you were hustling your ass off. So how do you choose between one or the other? Hustling or receiving? Because the truth is, when you can figure this out, you have the true definition of fulfillment. You have that success in your life, because there's no greater feeling. There's no greater feeling on this planet. We were in church yesterday, and our pastor was talking about, like, if you're, praying about you're single and you're looking for your partner, if you have your partner and you're struggling with this, and if you're struggling with fertility and you're struggling with a kid, or you're struggling with starting the job and you don't know how. And I'm sitting there and I literally start crying because hello, pregnancy hormones, but just grabbing my fiance, and I'm like, we literally have all of that. And it has not been easy. And it's been quite the stretch, but we have all of that. And it wasn't from pushing. Yes, there's seasons of push, there's seasons of savage, but there wasn't this, like, as soon as you stop forcing, like, there's a way you're doing it that isn't the way it's supposed to be going. And if it was supposed to be going that way, it would have been a lot easier. And this doesn't mean it's not hard, right? But it doesn't have to be a struggle. And when you can bring softness into the way that you're striving for success, it really is just easy, right? A lot of people will sit here and tell you, like, slow down when you're pregnant. You're going to be so tired. Like, don't do these things. But the truth is, when you're in alignment with your purpose, you're expanding life. Like, you are growing life. And that's just one part of it. You're expanding in so many ways, and you can hold so much and you can do so much. And it's a clear indication of, like, when you're in your purpose and you have your passion, it lights something in you. There's so much where it's like, oh my goodness, I only have 20 more weeks, or it's just my life. I only have 20 more weeks where, building this business in the way that I want to build it. I only have 20 more weeks with my fiance. Like, it's these types of things as I sit here, like, rubbing my belly, feeling the little kicks. It's like, there's only more. And when you can get to that space and you can figure out how to be soft and get paid for it, you win. Because if you've ever felt like you're just hustling and you're like, how on earth am I going to do this with a baby? How on earth am I going to do this with a husband and a house? And, when I have more, how on earth am I going to, go to all these events, do all these things? Like, where am I going to fit in dating? Where am I going to fit in a baby? That's when you're too far. And we have to start looking at these things, or like your business and all this stuff. And it can look like, you don't delegate it all. You don't, you're resisting the easeful flow. You're like, let's do easy. Let me fuck it up. It's, you're constantly needing to prove yourself. Like, you're online, and I can't tell you enough. I see you guys. I freaking see you. And I'm like, I can feel you trying to prove how cool you think you're supposed to be. And it gives if you've ever been on a date with someone or you've ever had a friend that's like that, you're like, I don't want to be any, like, it just feels so crunchy. And so we want to move through that because it's a sense of control. It's a masked sense of control when you're trying to do these things, or you're doing that in a relationship where you keep attracting, men who feel quote unquote weaker than you, and they're passive, and they don't really stand up to you, and you just kind of wish they really did. And they're not like quote unquote stepping up, or worse, you're like just repelling men altogether. Like, these are clear indications that you're not balancing the masculine and the feminine. You're just sitting in this, hustle, independent, not trusting the world, pushing reality, when it's supposed to be a lot easier. You just got to release. You just got to understand that femininity and softness is not weak. It's actually your superpower as a woman. The biggest gift that you can have is when people feel like you're their big sister. I don't want to feel like your sister. I don't want to feel like your best friend, right? Like, that's not my goal as your leader, as your mentor, as your guide, whoever you're tuning into me as. That's not how I want to feel with you. I want to feel like your big sister. I also don't want to feel like your mom or your teacher, right? I don't want to feel that far out of the way, because then I'm unrelatable. Then I'm that person that you're like, I don't want to get in trouble. I don't want to turn in my homework wrong. I'm scared to tell you what's actually going on in my life. It's like, I want to be the big sister where it's like, you should be respected. You should be intimidating, but you should also be someone they can come to you and be like, I can be vulnerable with you. I can tell you what's really going on so I can get the result that I need. And there's a craft to this. How you present yourself, all the kind of things. I'm going to give you I don't even know how many things we're going to go through today. 5. I'm going to break down the 5 ways to actually start to tap into this and how I've been able to master this. Because when you can do this, it changes everything. It's truly the thing that your business starts to become and feel like your baby. It starts to feel so fun. Like, I don't feel like today, like, I took the weekend off, so I didn't record the podcast. So I'm recording it. I had to wake up early to record it, to get to my team, to put it out to you today. Like, that doesn't feel like a lot of work. I'm excited when I get out of bed. I'm excited that I get to get ready. I'm excited I get to sit on my pregnancy ball with these big old titties and bounce around. Like, it's so fun while I hear my fiance downstairs cooking us breakfast. Like, it's so it gets to be easy, it gets to be light, it gets to be fluid when you have certain things in place. And this goes hand in hand with what the industry is missing. Like, when you can truly step into feeling like, I am literally the only one. And that's how I want you to feel. Like, you are the only option. You are the only option for the person that's meant to love you. And you are the only option for your clients that God gifted you. Like, you are the only one. That's why I have an entire training that's happening this Thursday for 3 days, starting up March 20th, where I'm showing you how to, you're not meant to be blending in. You're not meant to be doing these things, but that doesn't mean you need to be more hustle and loud and masculine and all these types of things. And so if you want to jump in there, it's only $33. If you're catching this on the replay, you can buy it on the replay as well. We'll probably keep the price the same. It might go up a little bit. We'll see. Demand. I like to play with stuff, And so the thing about softness being your superpower is that it creates influence. It makes people lean in. It makes people listen. It makes people trust and respect your energy, and not in a way of, oh my God, I'm afraid of you, because that's not respect. And if you had a because I said so mother, you probably think that it is. You probably think like, oh, if I'm intimidating, or people fear me, or no one talks to me, or da-da-da-da-da, then I'm doing it right. You want to be able to command a room based on just your presence. When you enter a room, your influence of you being in that room sets you apart. You change the game for everyone. What time am I? For everyone there. Like, they're excited to invite you, right? Instead of, oh, I'm being invited because of how much money I have or what I did, my accolades, blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, yes, you're invited because of how skilled you are. But at the same time, they just genuinely like you as a person, and they want to feel your presence there, right? That's how we grow. That's relationships, especially with the shifts we're starting to see in the market. Like, That's what's going to take you ahead in the game. It also invites you to be the person going hand in hand with what I just said, the one that's in pursuit, because you don't have to be the thing about being a high demand woman. And if you haven't checked out my program on high demand women, I tell you exactly how this has been mastered. You never have to convince, right? I didn't have to convince my fiance to choose me. I didn't have to convince any of you guys to listen to this podcast. I didn't have to convince any of you guys to write reviews and do the things. I didn't have to convince anyone to jump into my programs and spend thousands of dollars. I didn't have to convince anyone. It's the softness of your heart. But not weakness, not like cute, right? Like this is what I see a lot of people. I need to drink water. Oh, this is what I see a lot of people mistake, because you're mistaking softness with like easy and playful and giddy and very youthful energy. But there's an energy of a woman. This is why it's a high demand woman that creates pursuit, because anyone that comes into the energy of you feels elevated and they want to be in that room, and they'll pay anything to be in that room because it gives them a feeling, it gives them an identity shift. It has them feel something when you are there. They're like, I feel better in the present. I feel like more of a woman when I am around you. I feel like more of a man when I'm around you. I want you around because of the feeling that you give me. I'm going to pursue you now. Or I'm going to put you on a list, and I'm going to like the amount of things. I get it all the time of like, I'm literally hiring you. And they're like, it's on my vision board. And then, you think it's down the line. And then like a week later, they're like, I can't not. I'm going to figure it out here. And that's how it works. And softness, as much as you wouldn't think this, softness makes you untouchable. Because when a woman is deeply in her feminine edge, and this is why I love the dark feminine energy. I do love the light, but I lean towards the dark, obviously. She commands without competing, right? There's literally like in my world, we bring women up. We rise together, shoulder to shoulder, we rise together, as one of my mentors says. And so there's this certainty that you move with versus this insecurity of like, there's so many people in the market. There's so many people out there. Like, who am I to set the stage? Who am I to set apart from this? And it's like, I'm one of the greats. What is meant for me is meant for me. So I am certain for the people that I serve. I am certain for the husband that I am meant to serve. And I show up as such. And there's this conviction and there's this natural authority that makes you untouchable and it makes you uncopyable. You are a brand of your own because of this. And this is what sets you apart. Your softness, your heart. If you were just reiterating, like nothing I say is really that new, right? I've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars to learn from the best of the best on the market, to give and deliver to you guys. That's why I love my mentorship, because I will never stop. But nothing I say is new. There's unique ways that I say it. There's unique perspectives that I say it. There's unique methods that I say it, but nothing is new. But it's who I am and the heart that I have and the stories that I tell and the way that it lands specifically for my type of people that makes it untouchable. Right? It's how I actually become the only one for my people. It's the way my brand is the only one for my people. It's the way I became the only one for my fiance. It's the only one for my friend. Like it's that type of thing, because you can only be uniquely you. And when you figure out how to do that, it's extraordinary. And so the feminine edge formula, how to have power and presence, how to be soft and savage. Number 1, mastering your likable body language. There's a way that we speak. You might even notice as I do it now. When we are shoulders back, you can feel in your heart that your heart is open. There's a part where you speak, where I'm speaking from my womb space, versus when I'm speaking from my head and I'm speaking from my nose. I can tell we're women, we're intuitive. I can tell when someone is speaking to me from their fear and their masculine because they're speaking to me from their upper body. And so it's not magnetic, it's not commanding when you're doing those things versus I am relaxed. My shoulders are back, my heart is open, I'm speaking from my womb space. I'm speaking in a way that feels good, right? That's relaxed because the way that you carry yourself speaks before you ever do. Before you ever do, your body is speaking for you. And that is presented in the way that you carry yourself, how confident your energy is, how soft your posture is, soft and confident. And the initial stillness that you have, right? It's not like the frantic, like man that's trying to like sell you something. It's literally just, I'm relaxed, I'm present, I'm here, which creates this magnetism and this, it's instantly commanding. When a woman is comfortable in her own presence, she is commanding. And so we want to look at, okay, when you are doing your lives, when you are at your photo shoots, when you are networking, when you are speaking in your podcast, when you are doing this, how is your body? And you want to know how you get really good at this? You do it a lot, right? I don't even know how many episodes we're at now, 100 and upwards, up over 150. Plus a whole bunch of lives that I've done in my career, plus a whole bunch of programs, plus a whole bunch of speaking on stages, plus like there's practice in this. When I first did this, my shoulders are forward. I'm speaking from my head. I'm speaking really fast. But I didn't wait to get better. I just kept doing this stuff so I could be this type of speaker. Right? So you have to figure that out. And then you have to look at, okay, what is my body language when I'm walking into places? Am I fidgeting a lot? Am I talking a lot? Am I like doing things? Or am I the black cat? You have to look at what's your energy when you walk into a room. Are you the golden doodle or are you the black cat? Black cat exudes confidence, commanding attention. Powerful. Woman. Number 2, shifting from convincing to attracting. I talk about this a lot in our upcoming Savage on Repeat program, online messaging program that we're building out. You need to stop explaining yourself. You need to stop over-explaining your worth or trying to prove to people, well, this, that, the other thing. Like you're selling yourself, and you think that is sales because you learned that from some masculine market somewhere on the world where you have to prove yourself in a resume setting and be like, this is why I'm great. Hire me. Versus, I know I'm great. I'm actually interviewing you to see if it's someone I want to be spending my close proximity work with, my time. Is this worth me being away from my husband and my child? Very different stance. This is how I am when I do sales. This is how I am in my messaging. This is how I am in my branding. I don't need your money. Even when I had no money, I still valued my time more than any of that. I understood how to use debt. I understood how to things. And I've just had a high standard of who gets my time for several years now. And I need you to elevate your standard in that. Versus I will take anyone and anyone's money and blah, 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 blah. That's so it's giving little girl. I need you to value your time more, because then you go from convincing energy of this is why this is perfect for you to it would be an absolute honor to work with you. And I am opening up these views, take it or leave it. Right? In a different type of way. It's knowing, I know my product and service is absolutely extraordinary. I know it gets people results again and again and again. I know I'm the all-in mentor. I don't have to say these things though. Your body, your energy naturally will do that, and you'll go from commanding attention. You'll stay in that commanding attention versus the convincing. The convincing, you've been on a date with a guy and he's trying to convince you that he's the best guy, and he's starting to get really irritated about it. And you're sitting there and you're like, it's just not a match. And he's still talking and you're like, I got nothing you say is going to change this. I'm good. It's just a decision. Like there is an energy to someone. And then there's that guy that literally is just like, I'm just looking for my wife. And I don't care how much time it takes. And I'm seeing if you might be it. And if this might be a match. And there's just this calm presence that is so attractive. Right? You are the table that people want to sit at. You are the one. You are the only one. So there's no reason to be overarching. This is what I talk about in High Demand Woman, right? People should be proving to you why they want a spot at your table. And that comes from you being so powerful in your presence and your brand and your representation. Okay? Number 3, owning the art of pause. The most powerful are not the loudest in the room. They are not. They're the most intentional. They usually stay silent a lot. They're listening a lot. They're taking in a lot. There's a mystery. There's the black cat. And in their presence, that creates demand, this black cat energy. Just feel what it feels like to say less in your messaging and your branding and talking on dates, when you can actually just sit and be like, I don't need to over-explain anything to you. Or when you come into a room, you don't have to be the person. Men do this really well. I love my man because they go network and they do the things. But women, your softness, it's just your presence, right? You don't have to over-explain. You don't have to over-hustle. You don't have to over-prove. You don't have to overdo anything. It's just my presence is a magnet. My energy commands attention. And you naturally will attract the right types of relationships. It's not that you don't go to the things. It's not that you don't network. It's not that you don't create the branding. It's not that you don't put yourself online. It's not that you don't do these things. And then all the things, because you wrote about it, it's going to come up in your room and gone through your window on Santa Claus bag, in Santa Claus bag. No. You still have to do things. But listen more than you speak. Create pause, especially in your sales process. Just shut up. Just let there be a pause. When they're deciding, like, you don't have to then keep talking, like, just let them convince themselves, because people babble in silence. It's really funny. I used to do this to Eddie in the beginning of our dates because I'm very comfortable in silence. Surprisingly, with my podcast and how much I like to talk, I like being silent, and Eddie just didn't know what to do with it in the beginning. And I'd be like on the dates or in the car driving somewhere, and I would just be chilling, and he would just talk. But I realized I used to be that person on dates. I'd be talking and trying to fill the space and trying to fill the void because I didn't want them to think I was boring. I didn't want them to think these types of things. And I always wanted men to ask me more questions. I always wanted people to be more curious. I always wanted this stuff. And so I just shut the fuck up. And I realized in my buyer process and in my branding, I'm the same way. I love speakeasies. I love when it's like a seasonal menu and there's only like 6 things on a menu. I love, like, I don't know what I'm going to get every time I go because it's this mom and pop like restaurant. I love like when there's like, I don't know what's inside, like the hidden lines into things. Like, I don't know. I don't like to look stuff up. I love to be surprised. I love the mystery of stuff. And so that's my buyer way. Like, that is what I spend lots of time doing, lots of stuff. Like, that's usually how I buy and what I have no problem spending and releasing money on. So that's what I do with my brand. I don't give a whole bunch of details. I don't do a whole bunch of stuff. It's felt from my energy. So your brand needs to be part of, how do you buy? Like, what is that type of thing for you? And can you create a little bit of a pause, a little bit of a mystery? The art of flirtation. Stop giving away all the goods. Learn how to seduce. Learn how to art. Learn how to flirt. That's the art of the pause. It's extraordinary. Number 4, feminine energy in sales and dating. Whether you are closing a high-ticket client or attracting the love life, there's a secret to an energetic pull. And that's feminine energy. That's what we've been talking about. Seduction, flirtation, all the kind of things. Mystery. I just used the same word 3 times. I realized that, pregnancy brain. But it's the feminine energy invites, right? Like, I invite you into my containers. I don't chase you. I don't push leads. I don't, quote unquote, do any of that stuff. You just attract rather than instruct, right? Like, I'm not okay, this is what you need to do, otherwise your life is going to fail, and da-da-da-da-da. Like, I'm not doing those things. It's just, this would be an honor to work with you. Here's an invitation. Here, like, I have an invitation every single day. I have an invitation. I put it out there. I invite people that I feel that would be a good fit for it, doing these types of things, but it's never this like calculated thing. Like, it's just not. It's an intuitive, soft-led business where I'm very in touch with my humans and who I'm connected with and who my brand touches and all that kind of stuff, so I can keep my heart open. That I don't have to hustle as much as people think, right? And that's what I want to get you guys to understand is feminine energy is the best thing for your brand. It's the best thing for your sales and the best thing for your dating life. You don't have to convince anyone to date you. You don't have to convince the guy to do the thing. You don't have to, like, when you are truly in your feminine, it inspires people into action. That's the art of feminine, right? You will naturally inspire your man to commit. You will naturally inspire your man to do the things. But because you're so used to being in your hyper masculine of control and commanding and doing the things and do this or you're a bad boy or do this or you don't get the thing, like, you're so in that form of leadership because you probably had because I said so, mother. You think that's the only way. Like, you think people will only do things if they fear you. And that is not true. They will likely do things, but they will do things with resentment versus being inspired into action when they think it's their idea and they're like, this is extraordinary. I'm so excited to do this. Watch me. I can't wait to serve you. And all of a sudden, the things that you were praying about are coming out of their mouth. And you're like, my presence inspired you into action. All you have to do is work on your feminine energy, not hustling more, not doing any things. It's how do you actually stay soft? And that moves us into the last one, is receiving versus resistance. Do you trust that every time, at every moment of every day, hundreds of people are cycling around you wanting to pay you? And all you have to do is focus on becoming a match to that. That's all you have to focus on every single day. Is that a belief that you hold? And if not, that's probably why it's not happening, because you think you have to do something to prove that you are worthy in order to receive money. Same thing with you think you have to do something in order to receive love, in order to receive him to commit, in order to receive whatever it is that you are up in a tizzy about, when the ultimate test of your feminine power is, can you let people give to you without guilt? And can you trust that at every moment of every day, of every time period, even when you're sleeping, the thing that you want is actually wanting you too? Something one of my mentors says all the time. It's like, the thing that you want is manifesting you. Do you really believe that in your soul of soul? You receive and you expand, and it's your capacity to hold these types of things. That's the art of being a feminine woman. You don't have to do anything. You just have to receive it. You have to become a match to receive it. That's your job. To become the only one to rise into that level of leadership, to rise into that level of magnetism, to be that type of partner. It's your inner job. But it's not pushing more, controlling more, demanding more, getting more loud. That's why there's so much resistance to the thing that you want. You're trying way too fucking hard, and that doesn't mean stop taking action. That means stop fucking controlling. Go all in on things. Open your whole heart. But you don't have to be full savage. You can be black cat. You can be, still in your soft. You can have a soft heart, and this is how you're able to balance the both. You can be an ooey gooey blob and have an open heart. And that's why it's so easy to balance business and love, because everything is a heart opening experience. Everything is from source of love. And so the 5 things that I covered, the feminine edge formula, is 1, master likable body language. 2, shift from convincing energy to attracting energy. 3, own the art of a pause. 4, feminine energy in sales and dating, because it's the same thing. And 5, work on receiving without resistance. Be a good gift receiver. When someone gives you something, oh my God, thank you. When someone holds the door for you, oh my God, thank you. Like, expand your capacity to receive more. The more someone gives you stuff, and if you ever give someone a gift and they make you feel guilty about giving the gift, it's horrible. You don't want to keep doing it. But you know when someone's like so excited because you just gave them something and it's so fun? And you're like, oh my God, I want to buy you a present every day because that just felt so good to give you that present. Work on being that type of person, because then you receive more. People want to do more for you. People get so excited. My husband loves doing things for me because I'm so excited all the time when he does stuff. He loves it. My clients, it's a fun buying experience because it's a gift to me. I'm so excited. The people that want to work with me, I'm like, look, I get so jazz hands about it. And so it's fun to buy for me because I'm celebrating you. And so when you can master all of these things, you become the woman that has it all. You don't have to choose between, I'm commanding attention and making all the money and being so intimidating, or, no, I'm cute and I'm so loved, but like I'm lacking purpose, but like I'm so loved. I should be happy and all the things because I'm so taken care of and I'm so loved. But like you're not fulfilled, right? You get to have it both when you can understand you are not a woman that settles, and you don't have to be a woman that settles. In either one of these categories, you can be soft and you can be a savage, and you can have everything that you've ever freaking imagined in your whole entire life, because you can be powerful and be deeply feminine. You just have to learn the art. And this is how you become the only one. This is how you step into your power. This is how you become the woman, right? And if you want to take this a step further, my loves, get your butt into the only one, because it's going to be world class, world freaking class. We're going to have 3 days of walking you through how to actually do this inside of your brand, so you're no longer just being like everyone else. You're actually in a league of your own, and you're no longer blending in. You're standing out. It's the identity piece. It's everything you need so that you can actually feel the most. I'm going to be covering, yes, like the identity stuff and the strategy and the systems, all the things in place so that you feel safe enough to expand your capacity to hold more, to receive more, to be louder online, to truly hold what you know you're supposed to be holding, because you get to be the soft savage. You get to be everything you want. And I think we're just not told that enough. And I'm in so many rooms right now where it's like, I'm successful, but I'm not fulfilled. I'm in love, but I don't have the purpose. Like, it's this both and, like, you just feel like you can't check it. Or like, when I'm falling in love, my business is failing. It's like, or when my business is succeeding, my relationship is failing. It's like, I'm going to show you how to be the only one, and you get to have it all. And it's going to be extraordinary. And so it's only $33. All you have to do, the link is below, or message me over on Instagram at it's Laura Patricia Martin. Message me, the only one, and we'll get you in there. We're kicking off March 20th. If you're listening to this on the replay later down the line, you can still message me that and you can get the replay of it. It's amazing. So I love you guys. Let me know how this landed for you. I love to hear which takeaway, which one you're working on over in my DMs, and all things gratefulness for you, chicken. So I will see you in the next episode. Make sure you like, subscribe, review. That's how we keep pumping these things out. I do these for free, and that helps us get to the top of the charts, which is our main goal here. So I love you. I love you. I love you. It's time to go feed my bebecito, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.